What's up, man? Just got home. Roguelike night tonight. Plan on modding this game. Only mod right now is a 0 sprite replacement, which I might do. I didn't feel like doing it tonight, though. I just want to check out this patch. Because it came out, like, right when I left to go over there to my neighbor's house. Some new level chunks. Cool. Alright, got enough core points now. Should be able to take everything else I get now. Got 14 free core points, so that's enough for Armor Tort chest, and then Oxjack boots. Why did that happen? My Type-C cable's starting to die. Why now? It's ruined my run. Well, that's okay. This cable's lasted like a year. If it was a micro USB, it would have lasted like a month. I'll just have to order a new one. I used the one for my charger. I think I can just use that one for now. It's a bummer that killed this run. I took too much health. I couldn't pause. Now it's not going to give me any health. Die because of something that's not my fault. No health. That's the mini-boss room. I definitely need health for that. Not gonna give me any health, huh? No chest, no health. Just straight nothing. Alright. My run died because of stupid cable gave out for some reason. That's annoying. Fucking cable. Yeah, the end of it is frayed. I want to get one run of this before I switch to Raspberry Mash. At least now I can just reset if I don't get double jump. Now that the rerolls work. Got a switch, man. Congrats. Holding out for the new one. It's a speedrunning stream now. Actually, this is what most roguelike speedruns devolve to. Especially if you can get an item at the start. Isaac is the worst. Isaac is like... They reset like 100 times before they start. But now that you can reroll core augments, there's no reason to not do this. Make the game more fun. I want to take the air dash. Probably should have just taken the air dash. Alright, next air dash I get will be the run that I start. Reset. I want to get one good run of this, so I'm going to go for the best of the best. Trash. Only good thing there was armor tort chest. Come on, game. Give me that juicy mobility. I would have been able to finish that run, but the controller cable died on me. We'll have to order another spare. I don't think I have any more spares, do I? I might have one in my backpack. Actually, let me check that really quick. Hold on. I think I have one more spare. What's up, Wesker and Soji? Bear with me a second. My Type-C cable is going the way of the dinosaur. I've got a couple replacements here, but I don't have any that are, long. I don't really mind, though, because micro USB cables die in, like, 2 weeks. I was going through those things faster than I was going through socks. I hate micro USB. The end of this one, I guess it's just been bent too many times. Sometimes it can lose connection. Let me see how long this one is. Just bear with me for a second here. Otherwise, I'm just going to switch between the one I use for my phone. No, micro USB cables are just shit. They're garbage technology. They're actively worse. They're objectively worse than just old-school USB cables. Those things could withstand some punishment. Type-C can withstand some punishment, too. It's mostly because the end is too fragile. Let me see if I've got one more spare, otherwise I'm gonna have to switcheroo here. Alright, crisis averted. I have two really long Type-Cs that I use. I use one for the phone, and then I use one for the controller. So I just switched the dying one to the phone. As long as I don't move the cable, it'll be fine. I'll have to get another spare. When I was still using the PS4 controller, I was spending so much money on micro USB cables. Those things would give out on me in like a month. And then I'm like, well shit, I can't do my job anymore. So I had to like admit defeat and go over to Walgreens and buy one of those expensive ass like $18 ones, because that's the only place that's in walking distance. Alright, I'll take that. Yeah, I don't get why micro USB exists. It's terrible. The end of them is just too fragile. It's just flawed. I still have so many spare cables from here. I have like old school USB cables that work just fine, and micro USB ones die in like barely any just casual use. I don't like throw the thing around my room like a lasso. I don't throw my controllers. I don't do anything ungo like that, but they still just can't last. Definitely the worst piece of technology to come out. $5 a week. Yeah. You really can, if you're a gamer and you use the PS4 controller, you really can go through... You can go through micro USB cables faster than you can go through, like, cheap dollar store socks. Like, cheap dollar store socks have more durability than a micro USB cable. Actually, the dollar store here actually sells micro USB cables, so before I graduated to this Type-C controller I'm using now, those were the only cables I'd buy. I would just buy like 5 of those micro USB ones. It's not as much of a hit to the pride when they break after 2 weeks, but you only spent $1.08 on them. It's a little easier to swallow than when I would begrudgingly walk over to Walgreens at like 9 p.m. because, you know, I kind of can't do my job if the cable doesn't connect. I'll have to put that on the list. Put that on the list to get 2 more spares. I'm just gonna look at my Amazon order list and just get the exact same one again. Like 3 of them. Gamers gotta do what a gamer's gotta do. You need those big gamer moments. You're not gonna be able to have big gamer moments when your controller disconnects every 5 seconds. And not every game has the decency to pause when a controller disconnects. This game does not have that yet. I should mention that in their Discord. That's what killed my last run, was the controller disconnected. I don't have any Bluetooth functionality in this computer at all. I know I only need to buy like a $5 dongle to do it, but I just keep putting it off. I should probably do that in emergencies. Worst is when your controller disconnects and the game does not recognize that it's reconnected when you put it back in, so whatever you're doing you have to completely stop. Which on a game like this is pretty fatal. Luckily this game does pick up that it's been reconnected. Those are some of my nightmare stories with micro USB cables. Playing a game that it doesn't refocus when you put the cable back in. Having to, like, restart the whole thing. New level chunk. Thought I could go down there. Let's see. Poop drops. I need double jump. That's worth it. I need double jump and run speed. Poop drops! Lots of poop. It's like I'm playing KOF All-Star. Nothing but poop. Oh, congrats. Do you have any tips for beginners? I have a lot of videos up, but I think a lot of them are outdated by now. I did a lot of guides when the game came out, but a lot of that stuff has changed. I don't really make guides for the game anymore. Kind of moved on. Didn't move on from the game, but I don't make guides anymore. There's a couple people you can watch. Search for Forgo Nation. He plays a lot of KOF too. He makes a lot of good guides. I would recommend checking him out. Or you can look at my old stuff. Let me type his name. Search for that, you'll find him. He makes a lot of guides for KOF. And you can search for KOF All-Star on my channel and you'll find a bunch of stuff. Some of it might still be relevant, I don't know. There aren't many KOF content creators. It's not a profitable game. Can't make fat wads of cash playing that game. So, a lot of the big service game YouTubers don't touch it. Trying to sequence break this. I don't think I can. Would you get up there, please? Thank you. New level chunk, so it, like, froze up. Like a deer in headlights. I didn't know what the hell to do. KOF All-Star is pretty generous. Yeah, it's just... when you get to the end game, it stops being generous, because you need so many copies of a character. You need so many copies of a character to make them usable, but even that is kind of more of a, it's more of a situational thing, because some characters are fine when they're only awakened like 2 or 3 times. It's just you can't use them for the awakening dungeons. At the beginning it's very generous, yeah, they give you a lot of characters on the silver platter, but when you start needing like 5 copies of them to do anything, that's kind of when it's not. It'll take you a while to get to that point, though. One nice thing about KOF All-Star is I've played a lot of other service games is that if you want to spend money on that game, if you want to whale on it, you want to cash, if you spend your money wisely, you can drop like $60 to $80 and get a bunch of really good stuff. There's games like Honkai Impact. I cash a little bit on that game this month for the new character. You get a lot less for your money on that game. It's good that they're like indirectly discouraging you from whaling, but at the same time, you know, you got a fat paycheck, you got a birthday present, someone sends you a donation. It doesn't go that far in Honkai, but in KOF it can. Like they had that $80, I think it was 10 tokens for the special signature characters. But statistically, you would probably get one of both with that, unless your luck was really bad. A pretty high chance of getting something with that. But you also can't spend money willy-nilly in that game. You have to actually look at what you're buying. Because a lot of it is impulse buy traps. Like they have that one up right now, it's 2,000 rubies to give you a 6-star card. But what you might not notice is that it's a loot box, it's not a selector. So the chances of you getting whatever you need to finish the set is very small. And the reason they're doing that is because they're trying to get rid of people's rubies. Because I guess a collaboration is coming this month. Pokemon Masters only has 2 content creators? Wow. Why is that? That's way more popular than something like King of Fighters. That's like one of the biggest media franchises in the world. Why are there only like 2 people? It can't even be the combat either, because Pokemon is pretty boring turn-based combat. Still better than most turn-based combat games, but it's still turn-based, so the fact that the mobile game is turn-based too shouldn't really affect it as much, versus something like Tales of Crestoria, which is taking a series' main selling point is real-time action combat, like a fighting game, and then turning it into shitty turn-based. It's not even good turn-based in that game, it's like bad turn-based. It's weird. Was that what Pokemon Go was? Like the only thing that was cool about Pokemon was like encouraging you to get out and exercise by getting Pokemon, but then the actual gameplay was shit, and it wasn't anywhere near as deep as actual Pokemon turn-based combat. It's weird how they can't get something as simple as turn-based combat right. It's kind of pathetic when you think about it. They have a hell of an easier job than somebody trying to make something like KOF All-Star or, you know, Tales of the Rays. Those games actually do incorporate a lot of the base core mechanics. There's obviously limitations because of the platform it's on, but they they try. And when your foundation is turn-based combat, and you can't even make good turn-based combat, I really think you failed as developers. That's like the easiest job there is. You're not tasked with taking something that's more active, like Tales or, you know, a fighting game or something, and making it shitty turn-based. Like, you already have, like, a pretty good foundation. Pokemon's always been pretty samey and iterative, but they pretty much nailed turn-based combat. Just as easy to screw up turn-based combat as it is, like, real-time action combat. Why is that? There's like thousands of mobile games that just have generic turn-based combat with nothing interesting about them. And it just makes you wonder, why would you play that over something else? Pokemon Go was just as much of an anomaly as original Pokemon was. There's like countless games like that, you know, go around in real life and get like monsters and stuff. The gameplay sucked from what I heard. A lot of my friends were into that game. And I'm a pedestrian because I can't drive, so I never had any interest in Pokemon Go. I don't really need a shitty phone game to get me to go outside and walk. But for people who have a more, you know, they drive and stuff, I could see why it was popular. I was totally not the audience for that game. Ooh, juicy skip. That was a good skip. Can I not skip this anymore? I hate this boss fight. Why did they make this bigger? Fuck this. Maybe I get him to go down this way. I guess you just can't do that anymore. That really sucks, because I actively hate this boss fight. Take too much damage as Ace. Why'd they have to make this boss fight even worse? I need to just remove this boss from the game. It's the worst one. At least I had a surplus of health. That sucks, man. Why'd they make that worse? No one likes that boss fight. I don't think anybody who plays this likes that fight. GG. That was a bit of a roller coaster seed. Definitely a roller coaster seed. I'll have to get used to the new level chunks. Alright, well, they didn't really add much of anything this patch. They made it so you can re-roll the augments, which is nice, and then they added some more level chunks. Some of which I don't like the fact that I can't just auto-kill the snake. That fight is stupid. You take way too much damage. There's way too much going on. Visually, it's a mess, because you have to pay attention to the snake, and then you have to pay attention to the lasers that spawn. I'm sure they'll fix it eventually. I think that boss is, like, the worst. Okay, so I'm gonna switch over to another roguelike. Give me a little time here. I gotta set everything up. Let's pop some music on. So I just wanted to get one run of that in today. What's up, Zex? I'm hanging in there. I'm not looking forward to my birthday, because I feel like I'm a worthless failure compared to my friends, but I know I do the best with what I've got. That's all I can really ask. Alright. Been playing this a lot offline. This game's pretty cool. I'm gonna try to get it clear so I can do an overview for this. Why is this so loud? Some games on Switch, man. Audio balance. Alright. Well, it's a milestone birthday for me, so equally depressing. Channel hasn't been doing too great either. It's a shit start. It's a really bad start. Hopefully I get something better. It looks a lot like Gungeon, but there's a lot of things that are better about it. The pacing is better for one. You have melee attacks. And the weapons actually have more variance because they have passives that can spawn on them like your standard loot game. Lots of variety to the loot, even for a roguelike. It's pretty cool. One run I had towards the end, I had I had this spear that did these crazy dashes, and I had damage taken while attacking down a bunch, and then it would heal me on every kill too. I got all the way to I think it was the final boss on that run. Ammo's also really scarce in this too. This is a pretty garbage start. I don't think this run's gonna go anywhere. I didn't like Gungeon at all. I hated that game. It was too long and frustrating. I feel like no roguelike, no self-respecting roguelike is more than like 40 minutes long. Kind of like beat 'em ups. You know, some beat 'em ups come out now and they're like 8 hours long, and they're engaging like the one time you play them. If they actually bother to do some move set design and they didn't just give you like 3 moves for 8 hours, but then you never want to play them again. I didn't like Gungeon at all. I hated that game. It's stuck at the beginning with shit pistol for like forever. And the game just went on and on and on. I didn't like it. I should probably try that game with mods or something. Gameplay, something I might like, but I like this better because it has melee. The bosses are pretty cool too. The bosses are actually designed with the melee in mind. Actually, this is not a bad start. This is a pretty good start. Because you're never going to have a massive stockpile of ammo in this game. There's a pretty small hard cap on ammo. So a lot of bosses is figuring out when to shoot and when to do melee. Yeah, this isn't your standard twin stick roguelike where you can have like 8,000 shots in something and then just camp in the corner. You really have to know when to attack, which I think is what makes it more interesting than a lot of other stuff like this. It's pretty active. You're not just rolling between the bullet hell stuff and shooting. You're gonna run out of ammo at some point, so they either need to engage with the mooks that spawn, or you need to actually find a hole in their pattern. If I can get to the first boss, you'll see. Like, the first boss does a bunch of bullet hell, but then he does this, like, gun kata thing, and you can roll through it, and you can get, like, a full combo on him. Really satisfying. And you can beat the bosses with skill, too. You don't need to have a good build. Let's see if I can find something better here. I usually full clear the first floor. I've been playing this a lot offline. I played this for a couple hours today. I got very close to the end. I botched it at the end. Game has really nice meta progression too. It's a little bit like Dead Cells in that regard, where you can, even if you're having a string of shit runs, as long as you're getting to like the first or second boss, you're still making progress towards stuff. I didn't like Dead Cells much either. So the thing with me with Gungeons X was that I I had a bunch of friends playing it that are also streamers, and they were playing it for like over an hour, and they weren't even at the end yet. I figured that game would have probably driven me insane playing it. It's pretty easy to drop that game when I saw the ultimate boss, the Lich guy or whatever, was like an hour in. Fuck that, man. That's way too much. I don't like when roguelikes are too long. It's too frustrating. It's too easy to get invested at that point. When the runs are short like this, a lot more a lot more feasible for me to actually play it and not get burnt out so fast. Yeah, I don't like roguelikes with long runs. They're actively frustrating. They overstay their welcome. Just like a beat 'em up. Let's see, is this better? Not really. What's this? HP, that's not really great either. That's pretty sick. Yeah. This is a decent start. Not the best, but not the worst. Ideally, you want a weapon with a dash attack, because that allows you to cut through the enemies. That's poop. Yeah, I'm just gonna roll with this. Try to get some heals. I wish I had cleared on that one good run, but I did get a bunch of unlockables that run, so... I like that this game has that too. You don't feel like you're wasting your time. As long as you're consistently getting to and beating bosses, you're always upgrading things. I don't think I have anything I can get right now, do I? Grab this. No big stuff this time. Still got two things at least. Should probably get more bombs next. That should probably be the next thing I work on. Did you try the new Skull update? I haven't tried it yet. I wasn't home a lot of today. I was at my kitty sitting job. They added a crazy amount of items, huh? Yeah, that game was definitely lacking in meta progression. It's too easy to unlock stuff in that game. This game's got a lot of stuff to unlock. It's a surprising amount, and I couldn't find any information about this on the internet. I kind of just blindly bought this, and I haven't regretted it so far. It's been a lot of fun. The only thing I don't like about it is you can't cancel out of melee attacks, and that feels really stiff. But it's nothing you can't get by. So if you melee attack at the wrong time, you're gonna take a lot of damage. There's one thing they add to this, that would be what I'd like. But you can get stuff that lowers your recovery time, and that makes it pretty much a non-issue. Okay, best thing to do here would be to heal, and then just buy this. Because, just like Gungeon, the full heals increase every time you buy them. You want to save those for like the end, so you can always have one. Alright, I don't want to go to that boss. I don't want to go to that boss because I'm just trying to get it clear. I've already talked about Strive at length. Alright, is there anything else here worth buying? I'm not going to full clear this. No. Let's just try to stockpile cash for next boss. Next boss is definitely a resource stink. So is Melee actually better now? Is that what you're saying? That was what kind of turned me off that game, is Melee. Melee being bad. Good fight. Good fight. That was a clean fight. Pretty clean. I used to really struggle with that fight. Now I'm doing much better. Let's see. You know, that might be better. That might be better. Uh, Freeze and crit. What's the attack on this? Hmm. Go back and I'm gonna buy one of those heals. Try to keep my potions for the end. Ammo. It's Jay from Closers. I think it might be better to take this. Seems like it's got less recovery. I'm still kind of like learning what all the items do. Gotten very close to the end a couple times, and I keep dropping the soap. Uh, Actually, this is something good to invest in. All right. I got like what, like 3 good upgrades this run. Even if this run dies, it's all good. This next boss is one of the harder ones, though. It's more of a gimmicky boss. Give me something good. I think it's better I just take this because it's going to heal me. Shit drops. No, I'm gonna go the other way. Fuck. I don't know why you can't dodge cancel. That's what I don't like about this game. Only thing I don't like about this game. Why am I stuck in animations? I hate that in any game. It's just worse here. You really had to attack at the right time. I'm hoping there's an upgrade that does it. I mean, I couldn't find any information on this on the internet. Nobody bought it, I guess. Sometimes it sucks being a niche gamer. I can't, like, find help with anything I'm playing. I had to figure everything out myself. This has been the best impulse purchase I've made in a long time, though. This game's pretty legit. I like how scarce ammo is. They really want you to balance your ammo. The ammo dynamic economy is a lot different than other games like this, where you just stockpile it like crazy. Alright, boss is there, so try to find the shop. I'm actually going to have to save the rest of my ammo. Oh, good. I want to take the health or the sword. I have base health right now. Should probably take that. I don't have a good melee weapon right now either. This one's got way too much recovery. The ones with no recovery and like the dash are like the best ones. I'm just gonna try to find the store. I can't find the damn store. Uh, this run is going south really fast. There's nothing even in here. Just lost a bunch of health for nothing. I found the boss room fast, but I'm trying to find the store. So I have like almost 500 gold. Alright, good. Alright, grab that. Hey, what are you doing in here? No fighting in the shop. You know, knockback could actually be quite good. Would be the best thing to take off. Take this off. Alright. That's about as good as it's gonna get. I'm gonna bounce. This is a pretty bad run. I don't have good items. I've still got 3 potions, but I'm trying to save them as long as possible. No more ammo. Shit. Shit fight. Shit fight. Alright, got something good here at least. Check back if there's any more food drops. How's this one? Garbo. HP plus 100. Yes, I will. I think I need to get more artifact slots next. I have a pretty decent build right now. I think there's some food back here. I recall there being a food drop I didn't pick up. Yep, I was right. Alright, let's get out of here. Got a couple upgrades this run, so I'm not too attached to it. If I can find the store, I can pick up another potion. Not in terrible shape right now, but I think if I unlock some of these weapons, maybe I'll have some better stuff to work with. Yeah, I'm gonna put the rest into this. That way next run I'll have 6 artifact slots. That's gonna make a pretty big difference. Alright. This has a chance. It's a ghost of a chance, but it's a chance. My melee weapon is not very good, though. That's gonna cause problems. I'm gonna have to play it safe. In case the boss does not spawn quickly. Oh, this weapon's garbage. I should not have picked that up. It's really bad. It's too slow. Way too fucking slow. I definitely need to find the shop now. This weapon sucks. Slow weapons in this would have more use if you could fucking dodge cancel, but you can't. I don't get why you can't. That's the worst part about this game. It's being locked in animations. It's like they want you to use the melee, but you're like a sitting duck when you use it. Oh, this run's gonna die. I shouldn't have picked up that weapon. That was the biggest mistake I've made. It's way too slow for this point in the game. I'm gonna have to save, like, all my ammo. I think that's the only way this run's gonna go anywhere. This weapon is not useful. Like that. Fucking mashing the button and she won't get out of it. Yeah, the only good thing this weapon has is stats. Everything else is garbage. Just like every melee action game, slow weapons are always shit. Another combat room. I need to find the shop. Give me the damn shop. It's not good. I'm locked in here too. I can't get out. Stuck with this shit weapon. Yep. Slow weapon killed me. Stop putting slow weapons in melee games. They're always terrible. Especially when you can't fucking dodge cancel. That's what this game's missing. It's really stupid how you can't dodge cancel. At least I got some items for that. Still a bummer though. I had a pretty decent run going. But then that's totally my fault though. I made the mistake of getting the picking up that shit hammer with the garbage recovery. It's just this one again. I want that one with the dash. I don't feel like doing another run of that right now. I've been playing that a lot today. I'll get that full clear eventually. It's just not going to be tonight. Let's see. I think I want to check out Skull. Is there anything else I wanted to do on here? I haven't really bought that many games for this lately. I bought this, and then I bought recent stuff. I bought Double Dragon Neon. Uh, Game I was just playing. This is another roguelike too. I need to put more time into this one. Uh, that's basically it. That and somewhere in here. Where is it? I bought this too last month. I haven't been buying that much Switch stuff. There hasn't really been anything that interesting. Coolest sleeper hit was probably this game, but I do like this game. It's just the fact that you can't dodge cancel the melee attacks can really screw you over, like that last run. It makes it feel like slow weapons are completely useless. They generally are in like any melee game. Usually, a rule of thumb is if the weapon is slow, it's usually trash. But the problem with it in this game is that it actively gets you killed because you can't dodge cancel. There's no dodge offset either. Some of those slow weapons have like the ends of the strings are pretty good, but you can't dodge offset and you can't dodge cancel in the first place. So it kind of has Muso syndrome, where if the best move you have is at the end of a string, you're probably not going to get to it if it's slow. You're going to get killed. Actually, I'm going to contact them on Twitter tonight and ask them if there's like a dodge cancel item that you can get, or like a passive upgrade. If there is, then that would fix my main complaint. But it's got this weird balance to it. It's not like other twin stick roguelikes and stuff where the gun is like your primary thing. You actually are very encouraged to use the melee because it does way more damage, and ammo is always very scarce. They cap your ammo, the max magazines you can carry, pretty hard. So you really can't get by just shooting things, which is what makes it interesting. I like how the boss fights are more interesting than stuff like Gungeon because you're not just standing back and rolling through the fire and stuff. You have to actually find times where they're open and get in. But like I said, if you try to do that with a slow weapon, you're just going to die because you have very little invincibility frames. I think if they just like sped up the fast weapons quite a bit so that you didn't need to rely on like an attack speed modifier and they let you dodge cancel, I think the game would feel a little bit more fair. It's pretty skill based until the point where you get nothing but slow melee weapons, and then you're going to take a lot of damage. I like it better than Gungeon though. I've already played that game way more than Gungeon. It's pretty satisfying to play. I think the boss fights are the highlight, but the mook fights can get actively frustrating because your character can't move fast enough. Feels like I couldn't find any information on this game on the internet, but from the couple hours I've been playing it, the top tier stuff is anything that allows you to dash through the enemies and has very little recovery. If you can get that, and the dashes are at like the beginning or the middle of the combo, then you can get around the fact that you can't dodge cancel because you're clearing their distance so much. But the slow weapons are like a death sentence, and I don't really think that's how it should be. It doesn't matter that they do more damage because you're stuck in the animation for so long. What happens is you take more damage than you're dealing. And you don't have enough healing sources. I don't know if they speak English. I know this is a Japanese indie game. I found them on Twitter. I'm hoping that I can I can talk to them. Thanks to Twitter, they have auto translate and stuff. So I'm gonna send them shoot them a line tonight and see if they'll hear me out. 'Cause I think that's what this game really needs. Definitely one of the better roguelikes I played. I like how it looks a lot like Gungeon, but it's doing a lot of things different. And I think that's what makes it stand out. The fact that it has melee. You're not a sitting duck when you're next to somebody, but It's not entirely balanced the way it should be. I guess they thought that the dodge canceling could make it too easy, but it makes anything that's not like the fastest weapon class completely pointless to use. Really weird balancing decision. If you're stuck in an animation for like a full second, you're going to take damage. There's nothing you can do about it at that point. Oh, nope, the frame rate's still terrible. I was given a key for that game, but then like every time you get into those events, the frame rate tanks. It's like how do you expect me to attack to the beat when the frame rate is like going down to like 20? It's one thing if you're not sensitive to frame rate. I envy the people who aren't, but when you're playing something based on rhythm and timing and it can't hold the frame rate, then I think there's a problem. I keep hoping they like patch that game so it'd be like actually be playable, but a lot of the boss fights, at least on my Switch, are like slideshows. You can't really play it like that. It's basically unplayable. Ah, you're boring. You don't do anything funny. Nah, I stopped with that game. I had a good run. But I lost it because the melee weapons are very imbalanced in that game. You can't dodge cancel, so I made the mistake of picking up a slow weapon, and I should not have done that. It cost me my run. Streets of Rage 2X. Go back, you can scroll back at the stream if you want to see Raspberry Mash. I'm not going to play that anymore tonight. I'm just kind of winding down right now. The Raspberry Mash is pretty cool, but it's a little weird how that game actually has very scarce ammo. They really want you to use your melee attacks, but you can't cancel out of them, so slow weapons are completely useless. Like I was complaining about before, I mean, slow weapons are generally useless in any melee combat game. They almost always get outclassed. But in that game, it's a roguelike, so the fact that they get you killed is a lot harder to accept than, you know, something like this. Well, Max is supposed to be the slowest character in Streets of Rage 2, but he's actually the fastest. And he does a ton of damage. He doesn't really have any problems, but generally in melee combat games, Max is like an anomaly. He's fast and he's powerful, even though he's supposed to be slow. But in Raspberry Mash, you can get killed really quickly. That's the only thing stopping me from playing that game more. Seems way too RNG dependent on if you get an actual fast weapon. Because if you don't, then every time you go in to engage with an enemy, you're at high risk. Unless you get lucky and get a ton of food drops, you're not going to be able to keep your health topped up. It's a really cool game, though. It's something I just bought blindly. I couldn't find any information about it on the internet, so I just decided to take a risk. I definitely like playing it so far, but they gotta work on those balancing issues, especially when they put that game out on PC. Your run shouldn't be over because you picked a slow weapon. As you get farther in the game, it's like less practical to do that. Wow. 100% combo. Annihilated. Nice. Glad I still remembered how to do that bread and butter. He's doing his best Kamen Rider Meteor impersonation. Hey, Rue, I'm trying to help you, man! Get off me, dude! There, you're free! Get out of here. See you in Streets of Rage 4. Best track right here. This track's fire. Certified banger. This RetroArch is so weird. It only detects my controller when I put it in Android mode. I don't know why. Pretty sure I just did that. Why? Yeah, you have to like restart it. Actually, I'm curious now. If I put Steam back up, does that screw it up? You think that might be what's doing it? Maybe I should just run RetroArch through Steam. Huh. I don't even know where my RetroArch directory is. I'm trying to find it right now. I have no clue where it's installed. Is it on the SSD? Oh wow, it's in a really random spot. I wonder if I can get the IR card working with Knights of Valor. That would be nice. Just one moment, please. See if I can find my old Knights of Valor file. So I think I still have it somewhere. Let's see. It's in one of these versions of MAME, really old one. I guess I could just play it in there, but RetroArch is kind of better. Especially since it's a really old version of MAME. The version of MAME is like 4 years old. Ah, here we go. Okay. Let's see what happens if I take this file and put it in the RetroArch file. I just don't know where it would go. That's the thing. Like, I have the MAME core, but I don't know exactly where I would put it. Hold on. Disk options. Try to get down to the bottom of this, because I do want to start playing this. Get all the way through it, because I never have. Options. MAME INI paths. That might actually do it. I might just have to just keep playing this game in MAME. It seems like I might have to just suck it up and do that. Because I can't find, I don't know where to point it to the file, because this game is not like other arcade games. It has more in common with like Initial D, Maximum Tune, Bamani games and stuff, in that it has a card that saves your data. But I don't know how to point RetroArch to stuff like that. And I'm trying to look it up, so I keep putting this off. There aren't many emulated games that actually let you do that, at least not in RetroArch, so it's really hard to find information on it. But you can't really play this game without the card. The best you can do is just keep save stating. But it would be better to just have the card. I'm just not sure where it would go. Pretty much all the PGM2 games are like that. Let's see, what happens if I type in like PGM2? dead end thread. I was onto something there. Yeah, they're just talking about PGM2 being dumped. They're not talking about the save file. That's what's troubling. So I don't have access to that. I can't find any information about this on the internet. I can tell this is not a game that people try to run like this. I do still have my old file. I guess I could use that, but RetroArch is such a better interface and it's more than just arcade stuff. It would be nice to have it working in here. Now the menu's all jacked up. I can't get to the actual game settings. Might be better to just play this in MAME. I'm leaning towards just doing that because I have no idea how I can actually get it to. I have no idea how I can get it to just keep the old file that I have. It doesn't seem like I can do that. You can't hard reset this game? It's weird. forgot how much of a nightmare it is to set up controls for this game. It's like actively frustrating because PGM is such a weird. It doesn't have a lot of stuff automated. You know, let me see if my old MAME file of this works. I guess I could just go get a version of MAME. I think I had it all set up already. Let me see. Might just use MAME like just for that game. It's looking like that might be the better idea. So I still have my save for this. Yeah, here we go. Oh, I have 9 dragons too. Cool. Working on this right now though. Oh, it doesn't see my controller. There we go. Nice. Alright, now to set the controls. The controls are a mess in this game. Play it like normal. Like, not on the stick. It's hard to tell what button is what. Alright, that's one. You guys can see this, right? Can you guys see what I'm doing? I'm stuck in full screen mode right now. I can't check. Thank you. Sorry to call you guys out. This is the last arcade beat 'em up. The last one to exist. The end of an era. Pretty much we're none after this. There aren't any on Exa Arcadia yet either. They have a lot of fighting games and stuff. There's some pretty cool stuff on Exa Arcadia. Like that Gimmick remake. That looks pretty cool. A couple Dojin, like, indie shmups and stuff, but they have, like, no beat-em-ups. So until Exa Arcadia starts commissioning some beat-em-ups, there are none right now. Actually, I think Fight and Rage is supposed to be on Exa Arcadia. Don't quote me on that, though. It'd be fun to go to an arcade and just 1cc that game. Probably have to change the extends, though. Alright, well, I'll just play that game in MAME. That solves that problem. I have 9 dragons too. Alright, so I'll add a shortcut to MAME. That'll be what I use for Knights of Valor. You can't play that game without the cards, because it's not like a traditional beat 'em up. You're supposed to, like, go back to the arcade and keep playing on the same file. So if you ever played like Initial D, Maximum Tune, same kind of thing. Just like if they emulated those games. I know some of the Initial D games are actually emulated. It would be pointless to play them without the card. Like you're actively just wasting your time. I should stop trying to play Knights of Valor on, should stop trying to play it on my mobile streams. It's actively pointless to do so. I think it's better to just play that game at home. I could play this on my kitty sitting streams, because this does not, this version of this game does not have the IR card. Such a nightmare to set this up, though. Real annoying. jumps now. Why is PGM2 emulation so shitty? I wish it would just tell you what button you're pressing. It's really aggravating playing these games. You can't just just tell it what button to push. It doesn't tell you what the button corresponds to. No, that's throw item. I need attack. Okay. Are we Gucci? Just need the item. Alright, so let's save this. Save this config so I don't have to do all this gobbledygook again. Save. Oops. I'm so confused right now. This is such a fucking mess. There we go! Oh, almost got it.
断入幻境。
vámonos. Almost got it. Yin Yang Turn. What move is that? Check that out. That's cool. Oh, didn't like that. It just caused it to crash. Must be because I don't have the PGM1 BIOS. I can't talk. It's getting too late. Just want to make sure the other games aren't all screwed up, because I accidentally saved the core. Some games just don't work. Let's load up something civilized. I don't think the Neo Geo games work. You know, this track is fire. One of my favorite shmup tracks. Okay, so that's normal. Let me check a Capcom beat 'em up. So I think I messed up the core association, but that's easy. That's easy to fix. I just want to check that before I go to bed. I don't get a rude awakening when I try to play later. I don't think it screwed up the controls. Damn PGM2 games. Okay, it doesn't like this either. What? That runs fine on Android. It's just the exact same ROM. I wonder why that's happening. Let's see if there's something else I can try. Do I have Escaluda 2 on here? I have Esprade, I don't have Escaluda 2. That's a game I actually had a legal copy of. On 360. This game got a Switch port very recently. Whoa. Actually went into the actual MAME core. That's crazy. I haven't really used RetroArch that much. Not as much as other stuff. I mostly used a lot of MAME and stuff when I was younger. I haven't found any evidence that the games aren't working properly. I can try 19XX. Crash. I wonder why all the Capcom stuff is crashing. It's weird. I know a good way to check. Fastest way to check would probably be Marbles.
Gotta get rough.
Gotta get rough.
Engage.
Yeah, it's fine. All good in the neighborhood. Oh, wait. Is this not working? We're good. Okay, so let's see if, it's Mars Matrix, when I try to play that game on my kitty sitting streams, the emulation gets all jacked up, which is a shame, as I really wanted to play this again. I had this game back in high school, but like halfway through the first level, the background layer gets all jacked up. Working fine here. Huh. Had to check, what? I can't talk right now. What renderer is it using? Because if I copy that one... then it should work. Because when I try to play this on the phone, when that big, like, cube spawning thing spawns, everything gets all messed up. The background layer is, like, not in sync. I don't know where to change the renderer. Like, what is it on by default? That's what I don't know. Well, most games have worked tonight. Mars Matrix is a really cool game. It's very underappreciated in the shmup community. It doesn't get a lot of love. I definitely played that game a lot. It's fun how you could level up your ship. Wonder if this works. This was not working on the phone either. Or it can just crash. Let's try that again. Street Fighter Alpha 3.
Street Fighter Alpha 3!
Yeah, something's wrong with this ROM. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find another dump of that. I wanted to play through that. I never played through the whole World Tour mode. That's a bummer. At least it's not the phone causing that. Something's wrong with that ROM dump. Oh, I think I'm done for tonight, folks. It is 1 in the morning. Actually, I'm gonna go take my meds, and I think I'll play like one more game tonight. Let's do that. So it's gonna take me a while to fall asleep anyway. That is what we'll do tonight. Alright, I'll be right back. Oh, my controller's in direct input. It's crazy how like AAA games don't support direct input, but random indie games made by like two people do. Alright, you gonna refocus? Thank you. I'm like, is it not even gonna detect that I plugged in a controller? That's the worst, the best of the worst right there. It doesn't support direct input. And then when you actually plug in a X input controller, it just like zones out.
Welcome to the stage of history retold. Come.
From the shadows, I strike the darkness.
Nightmare.
Your nightmare has begun.
Ah, that's sick. Hell yeah. Oh, it's on launch too. Is that like a true combo? Oh wow, that is. That's cool. What don't people like about this game? I didn't really follow it. Last Soul Calibur I played a lot of was 3. 3 Arcade Edition. I know 3 was really busted, and then 4 was, the meta was Hilda. And, like, Yoda, I think. Hilda could, like, ring you out from center, like, mid-screen. 5, I know people just didn't like because it had the, didn't have the same characters. They tried to soft reboot it and realized it was kind of a stupid idea. Street Fighter 3 didn't really pull that off either. first version of Street Fighter 3 was a bomb because it only had Ryu and Ken. Everybody else was new. And they started putting in more old characters. I don't know what it is people don't like about this one. For single player, it's fun. I bought some of the DLC. It's cool they have him back. He's old school. Yeah, I know people didn't like that. I don't really know much else. The netcode is terrible, so I don't care about competitive. Soul Calibur games are pretty cool, as you don't really need to bother online. I was never competitive at Soul Calibur anyway. I love the single-player stuff, though, like Edge Master Mode. That was about as far as I ever got.
Take this.
Battle 2.
Fight. Die. Time to die. I'm not done. Shut up. Stop making that noise. Good. You're quiet now.
Yeah, that's all I'm after.
Victory will not.
Battle 4.
Fight. Take this.
KO.
darkness. You would do well to.
It's cool that they brought him back. He hasn't been in a Soul Calibur game in like centuries. He's been gone a really long time. The DLC's pretty cool. I got a couple other characters. I don't really know what I'm doing though. I was never good at any 3D fighter. I'm only good at 2D.
Still fighting.
Battle 2.
Fight. Calm yourself.
Battle 3. Fight.
Here goes.
Battle
I'll do
4.
my best.
Fight. Here.
How's this? Thunder.
Here goes.
Come to me.
Here goes. I shall vanquish the
I always loved Maxi and Keelik because they had Nunchaku and Bow. I never liked Talum that much.
Battle 1.
fight. It's over.
Remember when they killed Maxi and then brought him back the next game? What was the point of that? At least some characters in KOF actually have stayed dead.
Battle
Not Soul Calibur.
Here goes.
Battle 3.
Fight.
Oh, Maxi's dead again. worry, he'll be back in the next game. How can he not like Bruce Lee and Elvis like fused together? It's impossible to not like him. He's got the Elvis hair and he's got the Bruce Lee fighting style.
My mission is
Battle 1.
The perfect character. Dude, this guy is crazy.
no mercy.
You lack resolve.
Battle 2. Fight.
Here goes. Here goes.
Victory.
Battle 3. Fight.
You will be erased.
Here goes. Here goes.
Don't move.
Battle 4. Fight.
Charge. You only have one life.
Pretty sure he just had 3 lives, dude. You're bad at counting.
So
1. Fight.
here goes. It's over.
Battle 2. Fight.
Here goes. Farewell.
Battle 3. Fight.
I'll show you.
Here goes.
Give up.
Here goes. Here goes. You only have one life.
Battle 3. Fight!
Wasting time.
Ah, you bastard. I don't understand that counter mechanic.
Fight!
Here goes. You left. Here goes. Here goes. You left.
This is fun. I don't know what I'm doing when I'm having fun.
All I can.
I feel like the average fighting game player. I'm really good at 2D fighters. 3D I've always been terrible at. I've never been able to play like Tekken or Soul Calibur, Virtua Fighter. All of them, I just can't grasp them.
Battle 1. Fight!
Here goes.
Blink and all will be over. You missed.
It's over.
Battle 2. Fight! Battle 3. Fight!
I've learned all I can. So my talisman led me to you. Have it your way.
Battle 1. Fight!
I won't die here. You're open.
What just happened? What happened? I don't get it. What was that? I'm so confused right now. I'm very confused. What is that?
Here goes. Here goes.
I've lost it.
Battle 3. Fight!
You're mine.
Still fighting.
Battle 4.
Let us fight. Here goes. Here goes. You're mine. Combine. Crumble. Here goes. I've learned all I can.
Congratulations.
GG. Yeah, I know this game didn't do well in the competitive scene. A lot of people didn't like it. But I never really played any 3D fighter competitively. The only competitive fighting game stuff I did was all 2D. I've just never really been able to grasp 3D fighters. Well, that one seems like the most accessible one, though, because they actually tell you what moves are useful. That's one of the things that's really hard to grasp in 3D fighters. You have like 4 times the moves of a 2D fighter, but most of them are very situational. It's mostly just about trimming the fat and finding the ones that are you actually use for common situations. And then maybe like a couple of the other ones for like combos and stuff, but it's cool that like you actually go into the pause menu and it tells you what the moves do. I actually think that makes that game better than a lot of the other ones. They're a lot harder to play than 2D fighters. They're a lot harder to understand. You have like way more moves. Yeah, I'll probably check out the single player mode at some point. Not tonight, obviously, but that's the only reason I really got that. Just wanted to mess around with it. I played a ton of Soul Calibur on Dreamcast. That was like the killer app. That was like the first arcade perfect. Well, outside of stuff like Tekken 3, things like that, that was like the first arcade perfect game you could play at home. It didn't really matter that I didn't need to play it online. Just play it with the online or the single player. Anyway, I'm done for tonight. Nice long stream. Didn't do as much roguelike research as I thought, but I'll try to get that salty run back on Raspberry Mash at some point. Just like kind of turned off of it right now because that run I did where I wiped, that second run felt like really unfair. You get a trash weapon, then you're pretty much toast. You're just dead. And I hope that that's something that maybe gets better later on. I couldn't find any information about it, but other than that, that game's legit. I really like the balance between not having much ammo and actually having to go in for melee. It's just not being able to cancel your melee attacks makes it feel a little bit unfair. It's fine on the bosses. It's relatively fine on the bosses. The bosses all have openings where you can hit them at least a couple times, but it feels most unfair when you're fighting a large group of enemies. Those big-ass Muso rooms, it feels like you can't get out of those without taking damage sometimes. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and hit those developers up on Twitter. I will catch you guys probably